All right, we're going to have a lot of fun today. So check this out. This is my Stirling Engine top, and I'll show you on the next show how I made this. But we're going to do last heat experiment, just messing around. Has its one speed going, and we're just going to let it run through the show and see if it speeds up, slows down. But so far, pretty darn consistent. Oh, it's still going. We're at about a half an hour now, so it's same speed exact. Pressure, holding steady. A little dark in here, but there you go. The experiment's going on and working perfectly. And then we're going to go on out and do our little repair too. Still raining, rainy day. But let's go ahead and we'll fix this machine again too. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. It's a super rainy day. And we've been doing that heat experiment, and yeah, the waves are really massive, but unruly, and it kind of let up, but it's been pouring all day long, so it's an actual rainy day. But you know, let's do this broken sight glass today. So we'll start by seeing if we can get this on. I always use the salt lock seal. It works really good. You can see if the seal's that right in. You can. Yeah, not too bad. We'll pop that out. We might have been able to leave that one in while we did this, but I'm going to take them both out and just reseal them because we're doing this anyway. There we go. And I got this sealed really good in there because you can see how it just comes out. That's a really nice adapter. They are like 30 or 40 bucks or whatever. They're expensive ones, but look how nice it is. It's beefy. That's a nice adapter. So we'll put some more sealant on there too when we do it. So we got that out. Let's see what else we need to do. We need to loosen these up. 17. I think the gaskets will be good still because they're pretty new, but I did boof the sight glass, but I haven't had to do a sight glass in a while, so I think this one is broken at the bottom. But what I usually do is I loosen that upper one, and I put it back in so it doesn't slide down and bug you. But with the metal guard, it can be harder to get it out, but this one's kind of broken anyway, so I may just sacrifice it. But I kind of work it up, but you can get it to kind of slide up like that. And just slowly do it. It's a little tedious, but you see if you can get your fingers through there. And then there it is. See? Let's pull this one out. Let's see what happened to it. Yeah, the NC. Whoop, where is it? There it is. The end is kind of broken. It kind of crunched the end there, so that one went out. So we can now just take this out. You know, Tudor, if you ever need one of these, Tudor makes a really nice one. I just got one. It's not going to go in this machine, but let's go ahead and look. Let's see what's in here. There we have our washer. Oh yeah, there's a bit of that. I think I have one of these gaskets if I boof it, but I kind of want to work it out of there because there's glass. There it goes. There's some glass in there too. All right, real-time repair. If I didn't boof that, but yeah, there's some glass in there. And oh yeah, there it is. So we'll probably tip this over in a minute. Let's see if I can get this more loose. Yeah, there it is. All right. Let's just go ahead. Yeah, there we go. Little tiny piece of glass right there. I think that was it, because I could see it sitting in there. There we go. I think we're successful. a little bit. See if there's something else in there we need to get. Yeah, there is a couple little pieces that were still. We'll shake it out again. Let's see if we can. Yeah, there's a little edge of that wedged in there. Let's see here. It may get a little pick, but these may do it too. God, that's really in there. Let's see. I think I got it though. Let's see if we can dump some more out of that. A little bit of water. Yeah, there's some little shards there. Let's have a little look with the magnifying glass too. Yeah, there we go. We got it all. Take a little. See if there's any little last bits you might think are in there. You can rinse it, but you can also just take a little damp cloth. Little kind of let them stick to it if it's still in there. So that works out pretty good. Still a little hazy out here. Yeah. All right, I think we got that cleaned out now. All right, so I guess we got to do the new one. Let's see. I'm just going to put a tiny bit of 111, like next to none, but just enough so that's slightly lubricated. Replace it. Washer. Okay, get a fresh towel too. Okay, so we got that in there. The top one stayed in good enough. Pretty darn cool without sliding back out. So it's pretty easy. Your sight glass is going to come down through the middle. What's this make? Yeah, see here. One end is thicker on these original ones. The thicker one goes down. Oops. A little boofy. Or it may go up. I don't know. No, it goes down. So let's make sure that's that going good. And then we'll do this top one. We can just tuck. I'm not going to put them really tight. Just so they're kind of sitting there. And then we're going to get this. This is kind of a wet rag that's slightly moist. Maybe it'll help the slide. I'll do it that way so you can see in there. Let's see. So there she is. Going down pretty good, but she's going to have to go a little more. Well, that one might fit pretty darn good. Well, let's screw this in. We'll know if we hear it clunking on there. I'll take this right back out, though. Yeah. All right, that one fit really good. The other one might have been, I don't know. Anyway, the other one didn't slide down so well. So we'll go ahead and just finger tighten those up. And we'll give them a little extra tightening. You know, if they start leaking, you can tighten them again. This spins, so it doesn't really matter if you have it straight at this moment. We'll tighten these up a bit. We may tighten them more later, but we'll get them slightly snug, not like crazy tight. There we go. And we're going to do a little more lock seal. God, I just get out like the tiniest amount. There we go. There we go. Really went good because it kind of... I set this up so you would go forward like that. So that works good. And let's do the front one. I'll kind of clean these threads off a little bit. We'll do the lock seal those too. I just use a little bit. Maybe people think it's too much. I don't know. But you don't need a lot of it because it... I don't know if it really expands, but it really gets in there and firms up, and it's easy to take off if you want to, too. And it gives you a little bit of leeway, you know, because we want things straight, but to get them tight, it's kind of a trade-off because you can't get them tight and straight on some of them. But the lock seal gives you a little leeway there. Like, let's see how this gauge. See this gauge, I back off a little bit here because that's all the way tight, but then if I go right here, it's not all the way tight. So, but we're straight, and it should stay anyhow. And then here, let's do the other gauge. Let's clean that off a little. Little nublet. That's why that lasts so long. I once used it on something here. I don't know if it was prescribed to use on, but I did and it worked, but I won't tell you about that, but I did do it. Something that was a lot of trouble, so we'll screw this down. There we go, we're back straight. Excellent, back on. So we can give it a little test and see if it leaks or not. So that'll be our next thing to do here. All right, let's go ahead and we'll know pretty quick. I'll wipe this off. If we have any issues here, we certainly will know pretty quick. You guys can see too. Here we go. Let me see. It's like an endless thing. Like where's all that water? But it'll come up here. There she is. So we have the water. You can see it about right there. I'll put some more in a minute. I just want to see if it starts leaking right now. But I don't think it is. So those may be tight enough. I don't want to go too... That's nice and snug. No, not too major, just... Yeah, snug. But not wrenched down. That's the way to go. Okay, keep an eye on that. Let me go get some more water. Alright, we got some more water. Let's bring her on up a little. Oh. Alright, Stevie's out of control there for a second. Okay, right up to the top, just before. You can see it's right there. Let me wipe that off because let's make a little water around, but yeah. It looks good. I don't see any. Yeah, see how it looks when you put the long side down? It lines up. A little different. The new ones you buy from Tudor are really nice, though. A little thicker than this. So, yeah, there we go. We got that in. I don't know. I guess we can... So the lock seal kind of sets in. You'll give it a second or two. A second little bit. And you just see what's going to go. But maybe we should just heat this one up and give her a try. Okay, let's fire it up. Yeah, there we go. The switch is going good. I had those bad switches, so... There's the old broken tube. Maybe I should have compared them to see was this tube shorter or longer or something like that. But yeah, still going same speed. We're probably at about 35 minutes in this tube. Yeah, nothing better. There's other versions, all the same stuff. Last you've got for years. I use it sometimes on other things, and yeah, this thing. Really good. I forget, it was like $35 or some other numbered ones, but this one, God, it's just kept going. It's a great thing to have, and I don't use Teflon tape too often anymore. This is a little more forgiving. And, yeah, I had the flathead because I all ready to go, but I don't have one of those things. But we'll need this when we do the, you know, the new guard on Simplicity. So we'll go ahead and do this. Yeah, this machine came out good. This didn't come out perfectly straight, but it sealed after all the trouble with this boiler. And redoing it, I just left, you know, well enough as be, instead of kept messing with it, because it was probably the hardest thing to seal. I took it on and off a few times. And yeah, it's pretty damn good. I think we're going to blast this up. We'll see if it leaks. I think we'll be pretty successful. And let's see, maybe we'll let you guys watch it heat up. There we go. So we'll go ahead and heat this baby up and let's see what happens. Yeah, there we go. She's heading up. Let's see how she holds the pressure here. I think I got those tight enough. I retightened the top one a little bit. I had a little drip come out of there while I was off here, but yeah, there we go. She's going up, heating up. There goes the valve. Starting at just, yeah, about 1 bar. See, right as it passes a bar, it just goes. There we go. And we'll let it settle down. Even though I got the pre-mill steam rod for that to make sure it does, this one sometimes has a little pop, so I may switch from the Teflon back to a steel ball. I don't know. It's the only one that does that. It doesn't really bother the operation, but I just don't like the way it does it, kind of. So I think I'll go to get a steel ball in there and try that. And just go back and forth. I don't know. But that's about it. Otherwise, she's running pretty good. Maybe we should even, let's just give her a tester. I haven't done too many. This is, let's see. Let's get a... Okay, end of experiment. Already turned it off. She's slowing down. Had it on almost an hour. Same speed. Never changed. And the pressure stayed good. So the Pavoni prevails again. We'll try it out. Yeah, it's nice. I really like this machine. It's really classic. And yeah, it's running pretty good. I only got to use a little while. The only issue I ever had was I had to retighten up here. And one drip, but that's just normal. I used a couple spacers here because I wanted this to sit straight and it wasn't how I wanted. So I did use a couple of those white gaskets there, but it looks okay. Because I could get it almost where I wanted it. And anyway, but that's a good one anyhow. That looks pretty good. That's just how I dealt with that. So we have the two different gauges. See, this one sits up just under 1 bar up there. And this one uses the inside dial, which is just under 1 bar. And that's why I kind of like them. And then here's Tudor's with the, just strictly just the bars. These have both. So that it's kind of neat. You can see it holds a really nice, steady pressure. It just does that little thing. I don't know. It just bugs me. It doesn't bother it at all. But I might go to the steel ball because maybe the little Teflon thing just never really worked right. But all right, we did a couple drips. So let's just see what this one does. I'm going to do this at like a weird angle again, but we'll see what happens. Bring her down so I get all that. I always try to keep going until I have the flow together as much as I can. But this one is just a little under 5, but I haven't done one on this. I don't know if I tamp this. Sometimes I tamp it more for this machine if you want to get up, but I usually tamp a little more, but there we go. So she's back in action, and there's that little drip. Let's just see. I thought I might have seen it. Yeah, maybe. You can just see a tiny air bubble right there. So we'll let this cool down and I'll tighten it up. But yeah, success here. So another success story. Maybe not. Maybe that was just a random thing there. I don't see any more. But the best thing is to check, and we'll do another shot later on and probably get a little better. But yeah, this one came out damn good. And yeah, she's working good again. A little sight glass repair. And it's all successful. And we did I'm not going to mess around with temperatures and stuff anymore that much. But yeah, we did the Stirling engine is totally cool. So we did that, and yeah, we're gonna have some dinner. It's still pretty stormy. The waves are really massive way down there, but you can see them now. But I'm gonna get out the binoculars and check them out. They're breaking way out in the bay today, but a little too big and unruly for me. But it'll calm down. We'll get some surf in.